Here we are in the iHeartRadio Q102 Philadelphia studios. Buster being joined by a living legend, Neo. Welcome to the building, man.
What's up? What's going on, brother?
Pretty cool. Wells Fargo Center tonight.
You,
Mary J. Blige, Mario.
Yeah, man. It's a beautiful
Wow.
thing. The For My Fans tours we're talking about, man, we've been rolling since January.
Mm-hmm.
And these are the last few shows. I feel like they say some of the best for last because Philly always shows out.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you about. What is Neo's history and relationship to Philadelphia? Because you've been around a minute, so you had to have come into Philly a few times. Is there
definitely been here a few times. Every time I come, Philly is one of the places where they really, really appreciate musicality, really appreciate genuine artistry here.
1,000%.
You know what I'm saying? Like some of the best musicians on the face of the planet come from Philly, just because it's just one of them places where the music kind of speaks its own language here, and they appreciate it here. So I know that this is one of those tours where this crowd is going to be electric. I already know.
Not only will we let you know when we love it, but we'll let you know when we don't.
Oh, yeah. That is for certain. Very honest here in Philly. Yeah, they'll let you know if they're digging it. Yeah. You'll know. If they're not digging it,
Neo,
you'll
go back and restart it.
All right, we'll figure it out in a second.
Philadelphia's a big sports town. Does Neo watch sports? What sports do you like?
I don't. If I do, I'm watching boxing or the UFC or something like that.
Sure, we got some fighters.
I love fight sport. I never really got into basketball, football, and I kind of regret it. You know what I'm saying? Like when I was a teenager, mind you, I could play. I've always been athletic, but I just didn't care about it as much as some of the other kids. Mm-hmm. I've always been artistic. I've always been the cat that was somewhere drawing or painting or writing a poem or something. I was that little dude. I got picked on a lot. It is what it is. Anyway, but I kind of regret it because now it's like, my homeboys are all being a conversation about the Final Four or something like that. And I'm like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, it is tough to sort of keep up if you're not
if you're not really in it.
Yeah. And it's Philadelphia, again, another town where we know our sports.
Man.
So if you try to fake the funk at a barbershop here, we're going to know.
They know. And it might be, it could be dangerous for you.
Well, plus you got
dangerous.
7 kids and 1,000 girlfriends.
I have 7 kids.
How you got time to watch sports? You don't got time to do nothing. You got to take out the garbage.
I don't have a lot of free time. Not at all. But it's a beautiful thing, though. That's not a complaint. I love my life and everybody in it. I'm good. I'm in a good space.
Sure. You've peeled back the curtain on a lot of your personal life, and I think it's one of those things that I think since you've done that has almost endeared you even more to the audience. And I think a town again like Philadelphia, but I know most audiences really appreciate when an artist can tear that wall down and make themselves vulnerable and say, "Look, here it is. Here I am."
It wasn't even that. It was so I'm in a place in my life where I'm just going to tell the truth, man. I'm going to just be honest. If you ask me a question, I'm going to answer it, and I'm going to answer it with brutal honesty. So I was out in Atlanta. I live in Atlanta. I was out somewhere with my ladies, and somebody took a picture, and then somebody asked me, they're like, "So which one is your girlfriend?" I'm like, "All of them." They're like, "Oh, really?" And then that one question just sprouted into everybody wanting to know. And again, if you ask me, I'm gonna tell you. So there it is. It wasn't like I was like, "Hey, everybody, look at me. I'm doing this." It wasn't that. It wasn't volunteered. It was just somebody asked me a question and I answered it. And here we are.
You shifting gears a little bit out of your personal stuff, more onto the professional lane. You've written for Beyonce and Rihanna and so many artists. Is there ever a record that you wrote where you're like, "Damn, I should have kept that one. I don't know if I should have gave that one up"?
It hasn't happened a lot, but it has happened once or twice.
Is there a specific song that comes to mind?
There's one that always, because I've been asked this question before, and there's one that jumps to mind every time I'm asked this question. So the artist Luke James, who I'm a huge fan of, by the way, he's an amazing artist, an amazing singer. I wrote a song for him. And originally, when I wrote the song, I wrote it to do it myself, but it didn't make sense with the album that I was putting together, so it kind of got sat in the archives. So I let him hear it. He loved it. The song was a little too high, the way that it was. So we lowered the key on the song so that he could sing it in a more comfortable place. And
changed the song.
It changed it. Yeah, it just changed it into something just not as it didn't feel as good the new way as it did the old way. So in that moment, I was kind of like, man, I probably should have held on to this one.
Right.
But taking nothing from Luke James, again, he's an amazing singer, an amazing artist. It's just that particular song in that particular key didn't have the same energy as it did where it was originally. It happens.
You came up way before what we're being told is the TikTok era, right?
Yeah.
You
definitely.
came up in an era where labels actually A&R'd, right?
Yeah, man.
We talked a little bit off air about like how we are in the state of AI and those sort of things. But aside from that, the music game, do you dig the form of entry the way things are now? Do you think that things were better before? Do you think that there's a hybrid of both? What's Neo's vibe?
There's absolute pros and cons to it now. Like before, I recall a time where, okay, you put an album out in the U.S. and then the UK got it, and then Japan got it, and then the rest of the world. Like,
and it might
now,
even be a different version by the time it got to the UK, right?
Very true, very true. Nowadays, everybody gets the music all at once, all at the same time. There's so many outlets now as a new artist. You can put your music on IG, you can put it on this one, on that one. Like, there's so many ways to get your music to the whole world now. Whereas when it was me, we had to like hassle artists coming out of restaurants. Like, hey, excuse me for a second. We're in a singing group. Can we sing for you? Okay, well, you have a nice day.
Yeah. Well, you had to earn it. You had to ride the beat. You had to like do the grind. You tour in a bus and go from, bar to restaurant to record store to, do that grind.
You definitely had to put in the man hours.
It's really easy for a kid to just pick up their phone in their bedroom and be like, drop a little hook.
True, but even in the realm of that, I think that a lot of this generation don't understand that it's still a job. You still got to put in the man hours. You can't drop something on Monday and then expect it to hit Tuesday. It don't happen like that. Even stuff that goes viral, it takes a little bit of time. Like, ask anybody that's gone viral. The first thing they did didn't go viral. The second thing they did didn't go viral. You gotta keep going. Like, this is a job, and the man hours you put in is what's gonna determine how far you go or how far you don't. So, like, that's the one piece of advice I give any new artist that runs up on me. Like, man, what's the secret? There is no secret, bro. You just gotta work. You gotta work.
I think even after you go viral, I'd say even especially after you go viral, right?
You got to work even harder. Yeah, because now people are watching.
A lot of times, and I hate to be all these kids nowadays, but a lot of times, the younger artists will get on because of a viral moment. The label will sign them because they're a sensation, put them on a stage that they're probably not ready for because they didn't do the beat. They didn't run to small towns. They didn't go to Akron, Ohio, and do something at a record store.
Yep. So no artist development whatsoever. Right. That's the thing of the past.
Now they're on a major stage, and they sometimes they don't know how to act.
Yeah. I mean, it's part of the reason that you don't get a whole lot of radio interviews anymore, because a lot of these kids don't really know how to talk because they weren't taught how to do interviews. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of sad, but at the same time, it's what you put into this game is what you get out of it. You know what I'm saying? If there's a kid out there that really wants to do this for real, learn the business side of it. Hone your craft, definitely, okay? Be the best rapper, best singer, best producer, whatever it is you're doing, be the best at it. But after that, learn the business side of it, okay? Learn how to properly conduct an interview. Should somebody want to talk to you and ask you what you was thinking when you wrote this song, you want to be able to speak with some intelligence. Like, learn the other parts of it. It's not just what happens on stage. It's not just what you did in your bedroom and then people heard it and loved it. Now you have to actually learn and know the part and be the part. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's important. That's very, very important.
And, one of the less than sexy things about the music industry and the music business is the business side. The business side. Right?
But it is the most important side, because I don't care how good of a rapper, singer, producer you are. Once that check come and it don't look the way you want it to look, there's nobody you can really blame for that but yourself. Please
read
believe
the contract.
They are waiting to take advantage of what you don't know. Yeah. Right? Oh, you don't know that's your money? Well, guess what? It's not your money then. Yeah, it's a real thing.
Wow. In your career, you've also done a bit of acting too.
Indeed.
How's that bug? Do we got more Neo acting on the way?
Definitely more acting stuff in route. I don't like to count chickens before they hatch, but I'll say just pay attention to the big screen and the small screen, and you might see a familiar face very, very soon.
Wow. You heard it here first.
Thing.
Neo's going to be in a horror movie. He's going to be in Scream 7. He's the killer.
I am the killer. Yes, it's me.
If you were to, is that like do you have like a certain sort of genre that you like that you'd like to be in more, like horror or something like that?
I love sci-fi. I love action movies. I want to be the dude that jumps out of the building as it blows up and then miraculously lands on his feet in a superhero pose. I want to be that
hanging
guy.
from a helicopter with one arm.
I want to be that dude.
Whooping
I want to be him.
ass.
Yes. Anybody who is listening to this interview, holla at your boy. Okay, I'm very athletic. I can get it. I can get away with it. Okay, I'm not Tom Cruise with it, but I can get away with it.
Looking forward to that. Okay, so you heard it here first. Neo's going to be in Fast and the Furious 9 or whatever they're on now.
I think it's 39. Bro.
Yeah, right.
Fast and Furious 39. Yes.
Is there a Neo song in your career, maybe deep on an album, that you were like, how did that not go?
Man, I could name one for every single album that I've done. So here's the thing about being signed to a label. They care what you think, but they don't care what you think.
Sure.
Right? Because they have people on payroll, people that they pay to pick singles for you, right? The A&R guys, all of these guys, their job is to help you put the album together, help you pick the song that they feel like is going to push you the most. So, like, I think back to my first album. So first of all, L.A. Reid is a genius, right?
Sure.
So he told me the song Stay, which is the first song we ever put out. We had Stay and we had So Sick. Everybody knows So Sick is the big hit. We had them both at the same time. So I'm like, all right, well, clearly we're going to put out So Sick first because that's like the bigger song. He's like, no. We put out Stay first and then we put out. I'm like, well, why would we put out a song that's good but not as good as another one? Why would we do that? He's like, because it's like boxing, okay? You want to hit them with a jab. The jab is going to get their attention. The jab is going to put their chin up. And then you hit them with the knockout punch. I'm like, okay, I kind of get that, but not really. But anyway, that's what we did. We put out Stay. Stay got people talking, okay, who is this Neo kid? And then So Sick was like, oh, that's who this Neo kid is.
Sure.
Right? So I got that. So at this point, I'm like, all right, let me listen to this dude because he clearly knows more than me. But there's one song on my first album called Mirror. Kind of a sexier song. Right. And I'm like, listen, this needs to be a single. And he's like, no.
You don't know nothing.
Nah, that's not it. It's a little too sexy. We don't really want to sell the sex thing. You know,
they wanted you to be a baby face lover.
They wanted me
first.
to do the gentleman thing, which I wasn't mad at because I feel like if I can get the same amount of screams with all my clothes on as the dude that got to take his shirt off, who's winning, right? Anyway, but I'm like, no, listen, y'all don't understand. There's something about the song. It needs to be a single. No. They didn't listen. All right, fine. They come to a show. All right, I think it might have been the Scream tour, something like that. Anyway. We perform Mirror. We pull these big mirrors out on stage, and the girls are dancing in front. The crowd goes nuts. It's the one and only time that my A&Rs came backstage and went, all right, you might have been right. Yeah, maybe you were right. Never heard it again after that. Yeah, it was done after that. There was no going back after that.
So what are you going to do?
That's the one and only time that it was like, all right, you were right, we were wrong. Don't tell anybody this.
You have a very recognizable voice. You know, I'm sure even someone listening to the radio right now, even without me saying I have Neo in studio, they're going, I'm pretty sure that's Neo.
Oh,
you know,
I'll take that.
So that being said, if you woke up tomorrow and didn't have Neo's voice, it was gone, but you got to pick. You know, you're on some game show and they're like, you no longer have your voice, but you get to pick now. Whose voice would you pick?
Oh, wow.
What artist, that we know, would you say, all right, I'll take their sound?
Probably it'd have to be Prince or Michael Jackson. One of those two.
Yeah, right.
Definitely. Had to be one of those two. Prince had like a 5-octave voice. Like
what does that mean?
Octaves, like from low to high. He could five different octaves.
Oh yeah, he could go low and then he could get up there.
Super rare. Like not a lot of people have. Most people have 3 at the most. 5 is unheard of. Yeah, so I'd probably take Prince's voice, to be honest.
Yeah, and Michael Jackson, it's not enough to just have his voice because you got to do the
you got to be able to move like him, all of that. You know, the voice is one thing, but the full package was Mike. Yeah, man.
Couple more randoms for you while I got Neo here in studio. If aliens popped up tomorrow, we hear a lot about that possibly happening, right?
It's coming soon, I guess.
In a Neo movie. If aliens popped on Earth tomorrow and they came to you and wanted to hear one song, they're like, Neo, play us one song from your home planet. What would you play them? Would it be a song of your own? What would you play?
I would play either Prince's Beautiful Ones, Michael Jackson's Lady in My Life, or So Sick. My So Sick.
Yeah. See, I play Hit 'Em Up by Tupac.
That's a good one, too. That's a good one too.
We are playing.
Might send the wrong message. All right, we might get laser beams, but that's not a bad song. What are you trying to say?
Yeah.
What are you trying to tell us?
I'm just saying, protect yourself. We ain't the ones. Neo, have you ever texted the wrong person?
Oh yeah.
And who did you text?
I
What did you
suck
accidentally text
at
them?
texting.
You suck at texting?
I'm horrible with the phone. I'm the person. You know what? The worst thing I do with texting is somebody will text me and I go, "Oh, tomorrow."
For sure.
I'll answer out loud, but not respond to the text,
and then
they're mad
time,
right? Like I saw that you read it. Why you didn't say? Damn it! I did it again, didn't I? Yeah.
Like,
I do that a lot.
You were like, I got all these girlfriends. I can't keep all this stuff straight.
Oh, they hate it. They hate it.
Does that ever pop up in there? Like,
well, no. I know who I'm texting if I'm texting them, or we have like a group text and we'll all chat together.
Really, the group chat?
But
huh?
But the worst thing is they'll send me something like, "Hey, do you want to go to such and such?" I'll be like, "Yeah, we can do that." She can't hear you. Return the text message, damn it. Yeah, I'm bad with that.
Does Neo? I always wonder, like somebody like you, do you get caught in like normal people stuff? Like normal people stuff, meaning like one of the biggest things that my wife and I go back and forth on is, what do you want to have for dinner tonight?
Oh, God.
And it's a deliberation that takes an hour. Does Neo get caught in that, or is it all just handled?
Yeah, no, I definitely get caught in that. And you can imagine that there's 4 of them. So yeah, that's a long deliberation. Very, very long.
You end up eating is it like where you fine? We'll go to 4 different places. We'll just get everybody get something they want.
Well, DoorDash loves me.
I bet.
Yeah, because I double DoorDash 4 or 5 times to where everybody just gets what they want. It's just easier that way. It's just easier. All right, you want beef and broccoli, you want a smoothie, you want McDonald's, and all right. We just DoorDash it all. Yeah. It all comes to the crib.
And I got to go to work
and
to
everybody's
pay for all
happy.
these meals, so I'm out of here.
Everybody's happy. It's all good.
In your couple decades here in the game, you've
Indeed.
probably been in rooms with everybody that we could possibly think of, and written for them or worked for them or talked to them or hung out with them. What celebrity smells the best?
Smells the best.
Yeah.
Wow. Beyonce smells something similar to what I believe heaven might smell like. She always smells so good.
Yeah.
You know who else smells really good? Actor. Denzel Washington.
Oh, really?
Denzel Washington has great cologne taste.
Really?
Great cologne taste.
Yeah, he strikes me as somebody that would mix his own colognes.
I wouldn't be surprised if that were true about him. I would not be shocked at all. Yeah.
I would imagine there's an aura there, too.
Oh, yeah. Rihanna, she's another one that smells really good.
Yeah, well, you can't walk around being Rihanna and smell funky.
And not smell great. Yeah, at all times. Yeah, definitely so.
I love it. Thanks for playing ball, man. Neo, of course, tonight at Wells Fargo Center.
Yeah.
With the legendary Mary J. Blige. You got Mario in the house. Wells Fargo Center is a great room. Philadelphia is a great crowd, and I know they can't wait to see you do your thing yet again.
An amazing show. Looking forward to it. Everybody show up early because you want to get the full experience. Doors open at 6, I believe. Mario's on by 7. Get there early. Mario has one of the dopest voices in music. Do not take my word for it. Get there early so that you can see the whole show. You're going to sing every damn song. Okay, you're going to walk in with a certain amount of voice and leave with less voice than you walked in with because you'll sing all night long. I don't know about clothes. Yeah. Well, maybe clothes.
Yeah.
Maybe clothes.
And you got, make sure you don't miss
I've
Neo.
caught a bra or two.
Don't miss Neo on the Wells Fargo Center stage tonight because after this, he's got to go make the new Scream movie and Fast and the Furious movie.
And Fast and Furious 39. Yeah. Yes.
Neo, thanks for popping to the studio.
Love,
You're the man,
brother.
dude.